Hello and welcome to Wanies Academy. Today we're going to be talking about conjunctions. Now, these are the objectives of this lesson. And the first is to define what a conjunction is. The second is to identify different types of conjunctions. The third is to state the functions of conjunctions in sentences. While the fourth is to be able to use conjunctions correctly in sentences that you will create on your own. Now, let's jump straight into the lesson. What is a conjunction? Now, a conjunction is a word that is used to join words, phrases, or clauses together. Now, conjunctions are also called joining word or connectors. They are used to help a sentence make more meaning by joining different parts of that sentence together. For example, we have different types of conjunctions, and they are and, but, or, because, although, if, since, and many more. These are all examples of conjunctions, and they are used to join sentences together. Now, let's look at an example now. You can say she can dance and swim. Now, this "and" has joined the first aspect, which is she can dance and swim, which is the second aspect of the sentence. You have brought two different ideas and brought them together through the use of the coordinating conjunction "and." Now, as we proceed into our lesson, we'll learn the different classes or the different types of conjunctions that we have. Now, the first is the coordinating conjunctions, also known as fanboys. There's a popular acronym for them, also known as fanboys, FANBOYS. And it stands for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. If you take the first letters of all of these coordinating conjunctions, they all form fanboys. Now, there are different examples of coordinating conjunctions. These are them, but there are different ways we can use them in sentences. The first, let's look at this example. I tried hard, but I failed. Now, you have joined a word and a phrase. You have joined two different phrases together and made them make sense. You can just say, I tried hard. If you say I try hard, that is just a phrase. It doesn't have a finite verb. It's just there. It just exists. But when you take I try hard, but I failed, you have taken one aspect of the sentence which introduced an idea, and the second aspect of the sentence which concluded the idea. That way, you have made common sense and you have made a sentence that is coherent and correct. Now, there are other types of conjunctions. Another one is subordinating or subordinate conjunctions, which are used to join a main clause to a subordinate clause. Now, remember, a clause is a group of words with a finite verb and makes a complete sense. Now, there are two different types of clauses. We have the independent clause and the subordinate clause. Now, a subordinating conjunction is that conjunction that is used to join the first aspect, the main clause, to the subordinate clause. Examples include because, although, since, when, if, unless, while, and before. So let's look at an example of joining a main clause and a subordinate clause. If we say, I played at, no, I couldn't go out because my parents wouldn't let me. I couldn't go out because my parents wouldn't let me. Now, I couldn't go out is a sentence, is a statement. Wouldn't let me too is another. My parents wouldn't let me. It's just another statement. But when you add because, the subordinating conjunction, you have made that particular sentence make sense by bringing in that conjunction to join the main clause and the independent clause. Sorry, the main clause and the subordinate clause together. Another example is correlative conjunctions. These conjunctions work in pairs. Now they work together to join both words and clauses. Examples include she is both smart and kind. You can have either tea or coffee. Now, these correlative conjunctions, they don't work individually. They work hand in hand, almost like a jigsaw puzzle, one half, one half. They are used to make the entire sentence correlate together, hence the term correlative conjunction. Now, there are different functions of conjunctions. The first and the major is to connect words together. For example, John and Mary are friends. To connect phrases together. I wanted out of the room and into the garden. He ran out of the room is a phrase. Into the garden too is also a phrase. But and is a conjunction that joins the two of them together and makes it make sense. Now, to connect clauses too. I wanted to play, but it rained. I wanted to play is the main clause. It rained is subordinate clause, but has joined the two different clauses together. Now, there are common errors to correct when using conjunctions. The first is, although he is rich, but he is happy. Now, it is also important to know that punctuations also help in using conjunctions. If you use conjunctions incorrectly, like if you put a punctuation where a conjunction is supposed to be a conjunction where a punctuation is supposed to be, that makes the sentence wrong. If you look at this example, although he is rich, but he is happy, that is a wrong sentence. That is not it's not essentially a wrong sentence, but it could be written as, although he is rich, he is unhappy. Although he is rich, he is unhappy. That command now replaces the conjunction. So it's good to know where to use conjunctions and where not to use conjunctions. Now, it is also important to know that some conjunctions come in pairs. They're also called correlating conjunctions. We just discussed that. A wrong sentence would be saying she is both intelligent or hardworking. But no, they work in pairs. So you have to use a conjunction that joins them together. So you say she is both intelligent and hardworking. Now, summary. Conjunctions are joining words. There are three main types of conjunctions, although there are several: coordinating, subordinating, and correlative. And conjunctions connect words, phrases, and clauses together. We have come to the end of our lessons. I hope you learned something. Thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you and bye for now.